Hey guys, Weather Wheel HVAC here. Here we have a my 1968 General Electric Thinline. I have it out here, and I think it's time for cleaning. It needs to be cleaned. Still waiting on a grill for it. I don't have a good back grill for it yet. I'm gonna leave it like that for now until I get something, but I will have something in the future when I get it restored. But for now, this is what I have it as. So grill's over there. I'm cleaning it out, and before we even do that, I'm gonna slide it out of the chassis first, and I'll show you guys the chassis and everything, and we'll fire it up. So this is pretty easy to slide it out. I'm gonna kind of redo the how-to video like this because you can see this is standard. Even though this thing's from the 60s, it's standard on new air conditioners too. At least on the slide-out chassis size, you just pull this out. So we're gonna do that, and we'll be back in a second. All right, after simply pulling the handle and getting it out of the sleeve, as you can see here it is. You can see the internals here, and this is also gonna be a good air conditioner to work on to show how to clean, because for the people who own vintage units, they, at least from the General Electric Hotpoint line, they have these spine fin coils on the back and sometimes the front. So this will be a good example. And for the people who have regular coils, this is a weird manufacturing year. So as you can see, it has regular coils on the back. So the people with regular coils, you can see that right here. It would have it on the front too, depending on this. And on some air conditioners, they come in different arrays. They may have like the coil might go along the bottom here, and then the fan would be like in the top. I've seen that. And then sometimes you might have the coil on one side, and then it would blow out a small hole, kind of like that unit back here. Actually, I have all three styles here. So that's the coil blower style. Here's the regular style. So the coil would be right here, and this is where your air would come out, and the fan's behind that coil. And on this one, this front here would be the evaporator coil, and then this would be your air discharge. So there you go. So I'll show you guys the basic components of the unit. So we already saw the two coils, one here, one back here. These hold the refrigerants that cool down your house. And then here you would have the compressor. This is what basically pumps all the air, like pumps all the refrigerant through the lines, basically making it cold. Because when refrigerant is compressed, it gets cold and hot if you have a reversing valve. Some units may have a reversing valve if it's a heat pump and stuff like that. And then here's your next major part, which is your fan motor. And this fan motor has two different shafts. It has one in the front, and then it would have one in the back connecting to the back blower. So basically the air, when this spins up, your air gets sent through that way and comes out this coil. So we're basically going to give it a quick demonstration of it in action. And anything. Right, here's your case. There's some of them come with back rates, some of them don't. Here's your sleeve. There's your rails that basically keep it in place. And then you would have, some sleeves would have this, some don't. They would have like a flange here to make sure air doesn't come in through the inside or outside. Some units you might have to have some insulation you might have to pull out. I know that Friedrichs have that. I don't know about other companies, but yeah, those are your basic components. So we'll fire it up in action and show you guys what happens when you turn it on. All right, we plugged in the unit, so we're gonna start it up on fan mode, which this won't turn on the compressor. This will just turn on the blower. So see, watch. So both the blowers come on. It blows air out here. As you can hear, there's dirt in there. That's why we're cleaning it. As you can see, it's very filthy as well. And some of these units might be rotted, so be careful with that. But as you can see, it's blowing out this here. Some might blow up top, side, who knows, whatever your use does. There's your intake. It sucks air in through there, blows it out this way. This here, it sucks in through here, and then it blows it out. Air coming out here. And also, I'm going to demonstrate this for you guys. Some of these come with a vent, some don't. They come in different, they don't come in knobs like this, some do. Some like have like a little thing that you pull out in the discharge. You can see when you open this, you can see it opens up a little flap, and when you turn on the fan, you can see it basically exhausts air out here basically, if you have a bad smell in your house, it exhausts it out and bring in fresh air. So that's what it does. See it just close like that. It's just a simple lever, basically. Now we're gonna get into the cooling side of things. So when I push low cool, what's gonna happen is the compressor here, this is the compressor, this will come on along with the fan. So when I do this, this should come all on. And there you go, it's going. And then your compressor runs here, here it's going. That noise should be normal. Some might be loud, some might be quiet, it depends on what you have. You can already feel the air is getting cold. On fan only, it doesn't blow any cold air. And also it has 2 speeds, so if it's high, back down to low. Pretty simple. And, you can and if you feel these lines, they're getting ice cold. Because don't forget, these blades are sharp. They would cut you if you put your hand on them. Same in here, these are both metal blades, so don't touch them. Some might be plastic, still don't touch them. They're not, you shouldn't touch them. So that's getting cold here. And this line goes out to the outside, and this outside is where you discharge all the hot air in your house. This is getting nice and warm. This is getting warm, and this is getting cold. This is all cold back here. It's going ice cubes. Alright. Enough demonstrating the unit. Let's get to cleaning. As you can see, this thing is filthy. This entire inside is filled. You can see there's a mug. There's like a wasp nest in there at one point. This thing's been in the wall abandoned for like 30 years. Well, 20 years I should say, because the central unit's about 20 years old. You can see it still runs. Luckily, I'm surprised it still runs, considering this thing's been just shoved in a wall, never used for 30 years. But you can see time has definitely gotten its toll on it. You can see there's definitely rot happening down there. Nothing. Luckily, I don't see anything that's through yet, but I need to restore this to get this thing back to pristine. But yeah, let's get to the cleaning. All right, we're recording, and now we're basically gonna be doing the first steps, which is basically it's basically just a rinse off. We're just gonna rinse it down, see if we can get some dirt out with rinsing. We're not gonna bring out the soap yet, but we're just gonna rinse it. So basically, we're just gonna start by getting the inside wet. Don't have to do too much pressure, but do a little bit. So basically, this is enough. This is all you need. So basically, I'll basically just do the back first. These parts are made to get wet because they're basically in the outdoors, so they're made to be wet. So the only thing is you just have to let this dry out for like a good amount, like a 24 hours. You can let it dry, and then it should be ready to go. And also, these coils, don't put too much pressure on them, but put enough so it takes dirt out of it. So basically, you want to go around it like this. Alright, as you can see, the AC is now on its, I turned it so the water will drain out one side, and I put it on a brick. So, next thing what we're going to do, we're going to take some Dawn dish soap, because I know people would have this at home. In one bucket, you put a nice generous amount in there. Just so, it's kind of like cleaning a car. You got to put soap in there. Fill it up with water. Fill both buckets up with water. This water will be where you clean your sponge, and that's where you're gonna sink your sponge in to clean it. So now you just gotta fill both buckets up with water. All right, now both buckets are filled with water. You got your soapy water here. So basically, now what you're gonna do? Basically, now you're just gonna get your sponge, or whatever you're using, and just start scrubbing down the air conditioner. Take the soap, we're gonna spray some into the unit. We're going to put some on the fan. Also, beware with the newer fan motors. They do like to go bad after you clean them, so try to avoid them if you can. These old ones are tanks, so I think it will be fine as long as you let it dry out. So I'm just going to put some on the compressor, and also put a good amount on the coils. Coils need, if you put soap on the coils, you get do a nice beat across there. Sometimes let it soak for like a minute. Just get it going here. There we go. Put some in there. And this unit out. The thing I like about cleaning the back coil is you're pushing, because dirt sometimes gets stuck behind the coil on the back side. So the good thing is you can force all that dirt out and then you can just flush it out again, which basically will keep your unit running efficient in the summer. This unit probably run clogged for years. Basically now, you're gonna keep going. If there's major debris that can't come out with the hose, just get a glove and scoop it out. So we're just gonna finish brushing it, basically cleaning it out, and we'll be back when it's all sparkly. Alright, this next segment I do not recommend for homeowners unless you're really skilled and like you know how to put things together and out. Which luckily that probably would be most of you, but for average households I don't recommend this. But what you could do, some units have a top panel that you can remove. So you can get access to behind the coils and the control panel. Like I said, if you get these wet, wait 24 hours before running the air conditioner. You can see this back panel comes off, and now you have access to clean behind the unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cleaning that out. Same process, wash it out, soap, and clean, and then wash it. So that's only for, I don't recommend that, but I don't know if I'm going to try to get a better camera position. You can now kind of see in there that entire, you can see all the wirings open, so be careful. So yeah, don't run this unit. I'm not going to run this unit till the next day, so we're just going to leave it alone, let it go. If you really want to, you could get some compressed air and just like clean it out, but I'd still recommend waiting at 24 hours, but at least it'll get the most of the water out, but I still recommend waiting a good while. So now I'm going to just clean all this out. I'll brush it down one last time, and then we should be done. As you can see, it's all clean now. If you guys saw before, it was basically caked on with dirt. As you can see, it may look a little dirty still, but it's just rust, basically. And also, it has an adhesive around it, basically caulking, keeping the air sealed out. See behind there, that's all clean in there. See, there's the metal controls, all the switches. Fan motor is looking much better. Coils are also looking much better, and if you go in here, you might be able to see that the coils are also pretty clean on the inside. Same here, it's all clean. And here's the also some places you might want to go ahead and get a tiny little wire brush to like maybe like clean up a little bit of rust. Like wet it just wet it a little bit and then just brush it like this. See, look, you got this water, and you can see. There's your compressor tag. Just like maybe get it looking a little bit better. Don't do it on the lines though. Those lines aren't made for that. Let's see. I want to see if there is a tag on this thing because I want to know if the company brand's on it. I know it's a G. I'm pretty sure it's a GE for sure, but I just want to make sure. It is a GE product. You can do that to the coils. Just be careful not to, because these lines are fragile. See, I'm gonna get in here because it's still a little dirty. Wipe it off with the paper towel. Look at that. It's all clean again. You can see it's much better improvement, and this air conditioner will last another 10 years. It will basically it'll be much more efficient. We just have to do the grill and that, and I'll show you how. First, we're just gonna put this in the corner. We're gonna let it dry for a bit, then we'll return to it, and we'll hopefully see if we can fire it up in the next day or something. So first, I'm gonna bring this back into the garage. Clean that piece off. I have to clean it off a little bit better though. But the main unit is done. Now we just have to move on to the case, which are pretty simple. So we'll do that real quick. All right, for the case and grill, it's pretty simple. Let's do it. So what you do, you're just gonna cover it in soap as usual, like you usually do, like you should do. And then you do this here. On this one, you do the outside and the inside. You gotta do each side. Do the bottom too. You just do a line here, one down here, and here. And then just do the side. There, all right. Now they're both ready to be cleaned. The bottom, so. As you can see, it's being a little stubborn here because this thing's 50 years old, so what you do? It has a few rot holes in the actual casing, so I might have to fix that. But anyway, now that that's been scrubbed good, it's all coming off. Now that you did the sides, do the front. Just backlash it for the front. Sadly, this case, it's not going to be that much of a transformation due to the fact that it was installed through a wall and there's like caulking and all kinds of crap on it. So this will be more of something that I'm going to have to restore myself when I restore the air conditioner itself. So as you can see, I put the air conditioner in the garage now. So now let's move on to this. Also, I have to move this grill clip. Put it over here. Good. Now what you do, simple, just like last time. It already has soap on it, so just squirt it all off. This grill's already mostly clean to begin with, so we can turn it around on the back side now. See, that's much more perfect. Much better, as you can see. Should be done. Ooh. As you can see, these pieces are done. I just gotta let them dry, rinse them off, let them dry. Should be good to go. So I'm gonna try this. Right. Now all these pieces should be clean now. You can store them to dry them off. Now you just gotta wait for everything to dry out, and we should be ready to go to put it back together. While your AC is drying, another thing that you can do to improve your air conditioner's efficiency in the summer is what you do is you take some sandpaper and your plug, if it's starting to become black like this one is and it's not looking too good, take some sandpaper and shine up everything. It'll prevent molded plug disease, which would kill your outlets and crap. So this will basically help you out and will keep your unit running good all summer. So it's basically you gotta take some sandpaper and just be careful, but just once you shine it up, it should be ready to go. As you can see now, it's all shined up and it's ready to go. So we're just gonna let this thing dry out we'll put it back together and start it up and make sure it runs perfectly. So we'll be back in like 24 hours. So I just got done waiting like 12 hours or so for this thing to finish drying, and it's all dry now. See, it looks very nice on the inside. You can see it's rusty, but you can see it's definitely clean, and it will definitely be more efficient. So now that's done, we're just going to put it into the case and we'll start it up and take some temp checks. Alright, it's all back together. You can see it still has some residue that I might have to get off of some. You can see the back here, it's all sparkly clean. This case I'm probably not going to be using when I restore it, so yeah, but let's start it up on low cool. I'll put you guys by the compressor. Alright, here we go. Here you go. And it's running. So it's running on low cool. Here we go to high cool. High cool. Back low cool. We're gonna let it run and we'll take some temp checks. Good.